Hello everyone! I hope you're ready for another adventure. Here's we celebrate Black History Month on the channel by reading amazing African American stories and folk tales. Now always remember that as we go through these stories, all you have to do is press the CC button in your YouTube link to be able to follow along with the words. Get excited because today for Black History Month, Wayne reads A Story, an African Tale. Retold. Now, I believe that Madame Owl will be perfect to join us in learning about this amazing folktale. Now that she's here, let's jump in. A story. Once, O small child, round my knee, there were no stories on earth to hear. All the stories belonged to Nyamwe, the sky god. He kept them in a golden box next to his royal stool. Anansi, the Spider-Man, wanted to buy the sky god's stories, so he spun a web up to the sky. When the sky god heard that Anansi wanted, he laughed. Tweet, tweet, tweet. The price of my stories is that you bring me Osabe, the leopard of terrible teeth, Murumbo, the hornet who stings like fire, and Muratia, the fairy whom men never see. Anansi bowed and answered, I shall gladly pay the price. Tweet, 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 chuckled the sky god. How can a weak old man like you, so small, pay my price? But Anansi merely climbed down to earth to find the things that the sky god had demanded. Anansi ran along the jungle path, yiddy, 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 till he came to Asambe, the leopard with oh so terrible teeth. Oh, Anansi, said the leopard, you are just in time to be my lunch. Anansi replied, as for that, what will happen, will happen. But first, let us play the binding game. The leopard, who was fond of games, asked, how is it played? With vine creepers, explained Anansi. I will bind you by your foot and foot. Then I will untie you, and you can tie me up. Very well, growled the leopard, who planned to eat Anansi as soon as it was his turn to bind him. So as Anansi tied the leopard by his foot, with the grindkeeper, then he said, oh, now, Asabo, you are ready to meet the sky guard. And he hung the tied leopard up in a jungle tree. Next, Anansi cut a frond from the banana tree and filled a calabash with water. He crept along the tall grasses, soda, till he came to the nest of Murumbo, the hornets who sting like fire. Anansi held the banana leaf over his head like an umbrella. Then he poured some of the water over the calabash, over his head. The rest he emptied over the hornet's nest and cried, it's raining. Should you not fly into my calabash so the rain will not tatter your wings? Thank you, hung the hornets, and they flew into the calabash. Foom! Anansi quickly shut the mouth of the gourd. Now, Murumba, you are ready to meet the sky god, said Anansi, and he hung the calabash of hornets onto the tree next to the leopard. Anansi now carved a wooden doll holding a bowl. He covered the doll from top to bottom with sticky latex gum. Then he filled the doll's bowl with pounded yams. He set the little doll at the foot of the flamboyant tree where fairies like to dance. Anansi tied one of the end of the vine around the doll's head, and holding the other end in his hands, he was behind a bush. In a little while, Minotia, the fairy whom no man can seize, came dancing to the foot of the flamboyant tree. There she saw the doll holding the bowl of yams. Mimotia said, come baby, I am hungry. May I eat some of your yams? Anansi pulled the vine in his hand, hiding the place, so that the doll seemed to nod its head. So the fairy took the bowl from the doll and ate the yams. Thank you, Gum Baby, said the fairy. But the doll did not answer. Don't you reply when I thank you, cried the angered fairy. The doll did not stir. Gum Baby, I'll slap your crying place unless you answer me, shouted the fairy. But the wooden doll remained still and silent. So the fairy slapped her crying place. Pop! Her hand stuck fast to the Gum Baby's cheek. Let go of my hand or I'll slap you again. Pop! She slapped the doll's crying place with her other hand. Now the fairy was stuck to the Gum Baby with both hands. She was furious. She pushed the doll with her feet. they also stuck. Now Anansi came out of hiding. You were ready to meet the sky god, Mimoto. And he carried her to the tree where the leopard and the hornets were waiting. Anansi spun a web around Osembo, Mirobo, and Mirotia. Then he spun a web to the sky. He pulled up his captives behind him and set them down upon the feet of the sky god. Onya, said Anansi, bowing low, here is your prize. You ask for your stories. Osembo, the leopard of teeth so terrible. Marumbo, the hornets who sting like fire. And Mirotia, the fairy whom men never see. Nyakya, the sky god, called together all the nobles of his court and addressed them in a loud voice. Little Anansi, the Spider-Man, has paid me the price for my stories. Sing his praise, I command you. From this day, and going on forever, proclaimed the sky god, my stories belong to Anansi, and shall be called Spider Stories. E, shouted all the nobles. So Anansi took the golden box of stories back to Earth, to the people of his village. And when he opened the box, all the stories scattered to the corners of the world, including this one. This is my story, which I have related. If it be sweet, or if it be not be sweet, take some else, and let some come back. That was an amazing story. What did you think, Madam Owl? I like that part too. We'll see you on the next adventure, okay? And we'll see you on the next adventure here during Black History Month. We can't wait to see you again. Bye-bye.